Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm the Ranting Monkey and this is the after party. Dear God, that's a stupid opening, but I do not have a better one. So we're still going with, guys. There you go, YouTube. That's my opening. I'm done with it. I can say fuck now, and I'm gonna say fuck a lot because Monkey's annoyed. Monkey's very annoyed. Thank you, Pincalo, for the on-set sticker there. I appreciate it. That's very kind of you. Guys, I haven't been able to sleep. And when I can't sleep, you know what I do? I watch stuff that irritates me and get pissed off. I think, and I get pissed off. I just basically get pissed off. That's where the ranting comes in. Scribble says the annoyed monkey doesn't have the same ring to it. Yeah, it doesn't. It leads to the ranting. It's the precursor to the ranting. I just finished Monkey in the Morning. I hope you enjoyed it, Shroom. Guys, gotta take my medicine. You know me, at least professional monkey. And forgot to take it before air. 1 second here while I swallow like your mom. I was reading a whole bunch of shit. Oh God, there's so much to go over still. It's a Sunday. News should be slow, and it basically is. And that's part of the problem. That's part of the problem. We watched the Mika Brzezinski, Mika Scarborough, as I call her, interview with Joe Biden the other day. We watched the whole thing. We went through it. Some of you were here. Thank you, Pincalo. The pissed off primate is live. Yeah, he is, and he's fucking annoyed. I don't care about Joe Biden's lies about Tara Reade. I think he's lying. I do. I think she's lying as well. I think they're both full of shit. But that interview was mostly staged. He knew what the questions were going to be. He wasn't surprised by any of them. There was one moment where he looked like he might have been shocked at the question. And to me, it still felt fake. It felt contrived. But I mean, that's for each of you to decide yourself. Gamer Valine says napping does work. Maybe for you. Maybe for you. Sometimes I just can't sleep. Had a rough night, guys. I don't want to talk about that kind of stuff right now, though. I feel so whiny. I feel so whiny when I talk about that stuff. So we're not gonna discuss me. Anyhow, there's one part of this interview that has been stuck in my craw ever since I fucking saw it. And mostly because of the reaction to it. Or the absolute lack of reaction to it. The absolute ridiculous lack of the press saying a goddamn word about it. Let me get rid of the banner or the branding here so that we can see the video in full. Here's what it was. This was from MSNBC's Morning Joe the other day, where they got the exclusive. You know what? We need to talk about this first. Mika here, this chick, this one. Her dad, there's an award that's given out in his name, in his honor, that Joe Biden won the night before, or a couple nights before, somewhere around there, right before this interview. Swear to God. On Mika's timeline, she talks about how hard this interview was, even though she still respects this man. And her very next tweet was a video of Joe winning that award. That doesn't seem fishy at all, does it? Fuck. I hate this shit. I hate the incestuous relationship between the press and the Democratic Party. It is fucking disgusting. And what we're about to watch should have set the press on fire. They should have been out there chasing the story, demanding to know what's going on. Listen to this part.
Your Senate documents at the University of Delaware were supposed to go public, and then they were resealed. The access was changed. I know that you're saying any HR complaints could be in the National Archives, but why not reveal your Senate documents that are being held in Delaware? I know there's 1,800 plus boxes, but if she believes and she alleges that the complaints may be hidden there, why not strive for complete transparency? Why?
Okay. Oh, Mika, finish your
Why
stupid ass
was
question.
the access to those documents sealed up when they were supposed to be revealed?
Now, as a YouTuber who can't give context, let me try to provide context to that long ass answer. Mr. Biden, you have public records that are sealed in the University of Delaware. Why aren't those being released? That's all she had to say. She added in the stuff. Look, Tara Reade says it might be in there, and the reason Tara Reade thinks it might be in there is because, despite what Mr. Biden has said during this whole interview, that's where they probably would be. But anyway, listen to his fucking answer here.
Well, they weren't supposed to be revealed. I gave them the university. The university said it's going to take them time to go through all the boxes.
Lie. They were supposed to be revealed, and then they got resealed. They were like, "Oh, what? We can't release those." It's also been alleged that some people from the Biden campaign have been into those files, went over to the University of Delaware, and went through those files. Wonder what they took. But listen to the rest of this shit.
They said it wouldn't be, and that wouldn't be before 2020 that occurred, or 2021. I can't remember the year they said. But look, a record like this can only be one place. It would not be at the University of Delaware. My archives do not contain personal files. My archives contain documents, and when I say personnel files. They don't contain any personnel files.
Okay, his documents don't contain any personnel files. That is not true. They could contain complaints from personnel. But that's not the important part. This is.
There are public records, my speeches, my papers, my position papers. And if that document existed, it would be stored in the...
Did you hear that? Did you hear what papers are there? Let's go back and listen to that again. I think it's here.
I can't remember the year they said.
Oh.
But look, a record like this can only be one place. It would not be at the University of Delaware. My archives do not contain personal files. My archives contain documents, and when I say personnel files. They don't contain any personnel files. There are public records, my speeches, my papers, my position papers, and
my speeches, my papers, my position papers, my public records. Now, there's another part of this, and I didn't pull it up. I think it's a little bit later in here, where this dumb motherfucker actually says that that his public papers could be used against him. And the press is just like, yeah, they probably could be. Let's ignore that. They do not care what's in Joe Biden's public records that he's hiding. To me, that should be a big story. That should be, oh, dear God. Mika, she should have been like, wait a minute, time out. Joe, did you just say your public information is going to be held private because it might be used against you? My your public statements, your speeches? And the press is like, shh, just let it happen. Just let it happen. None of them are out there bitching about this. None of them are even mentioning it. The only time they mention the University of Delaware is specifically about Tara Reade. Specifically about Tara. Sorry about that. My family's Snapchatting the hell out of me right now. Happens some mornings. I apologize for the little noises you hear. I should just silence my phone. Okay, Google. Turn off ringer.
Sure.
There we go. Now we won't have to hear that again. Lady Monkey will get mad at me, though, because I'll miss a text. It's okay. They don't care. This is a man who's saying his public record could be held against him. And they're like, yeah, probably could be. Probably could be. We watched a video earlier today on Monkey in the Morning of this man lying his fucking ass off and getting caught. Lying his ass off. He told a group of people that he got a full scholarship to go into law school. And when he got to law school, he was at the top of his class. He became student of the year, whatever the fuck the thing was. And they did some digging. Not only did he not go on a full scholarship, he got a half scholarship. He wasn't the student of the month. And he finished damn near at the end of his class. It's something like he finished like 79 out of 86 or something like that. And you know what his answer was when they asked him about it? You know what his fucking answer was? My memory was wrong. My memory failed me. Oh, I forgot the best part. He also said he got 3 degrees. He was such a great student. He got 3 different degrees while he was there. He got 1. He got 1. And his answer was, fuck, I forgot. He forgot college? This is back in, I want to say it was in the 80s, because one of the people who was doing the story on it was Sam Donaldson. Well, I haven't seen him fucking forever, and he still looked rather young in the clip. But motherfucker, I forgot I didn't get 3 degrees. I forgot I paid half my tuition. I forgot I was one of the worst students in the class and claimed to be one of the best. My memory. This man's a goddamn liar. And look, you can say what you want about Trump, call him a liar. That's fine. I don't care. The press holds Trump to account, more than account. Man, it seems like a nice day outside. I know. Sorry, I get distracted. So you go, oh, Trump's a liar. Fine, let's call Trump a liar. But at least the press is fucking following that. The press is out there going, yeah, he's a liar. They're not talking about this motherfucker at all. He's hiding in a fucking room in his basement. They won't even let him out. The only reason they let him out here is because Mika gave him an award from her fucking dead dad. It's fucking retarded, man. And then have to read this stupid ass article from Jennifer Rubin about how no, the press is tilted towards the Republicans. Are you fucking stupid? Anybody who can look at what's going on in our country and say, yeah, the press is tilted towards the right is fucking retarded. And I mean clinically so, to the point they should probably have a fucking guardian. The absolute nonsense. They give Trump, hey, we need to see your last 10 years of your tax returns because something. Those are actual private documents. This motherfucker is hiding his public speeches. Things he already said out loud to other people in front of crowds. Got to hide that. It might be used against him. Gamer Valine, thank you. My sister's dad sees CNN as holy. He's a boomer hippie. That group is good for advertising. While they are around, there's no incentive to question. I get you. I do. But I don't think that's what it is. I don't. The press hates Donald Trump in a way I've never seen them hate anyone in politics before. And they've hated a lot of people, man. They've hated a lot of people. Especially Republicans. They're definitely a left-leaning organization. I mean, for fuck's sake, it was started by Ted Turner, who was married to Jane Fonda. Hanoi Jane was his wife. This started as a left-wing thing, but at least they used to try to pretend to be, normal. Try to pretend to be middle of the road and just give you the fucking facts. Nuts, you're right. They can't control him. And they got so many. They hate Donald Trump because he was supposed to go away immediately. His campaign was supposed to be a joke. He goes all in. Okay, I'm running as a Republican. And he makes his campaign or his campaign announcement where he makes these statements about they're not sending their best. Not sending their best. Now, here's a couple of things you need to know. When he says they're not sending their best about people south of the border, Mexico, literally, you can look this up, gave their people flyers on how to come across our border. Literally sending them. And Donald Trump was like, they're not sending their best. They're sending rapists and murderers and thieves. And everyone, oh my God, he called all Mexicans thieves and murderers. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. And if you actually listen to what was said there, that's not even close to what he said. But that was supposed to take him out because that's how cancel culture works. That's how political correctness works. He said something that we could use and call him a racist. This gets rid of him. Goodbye, Trump. Trump's like, fuck y'all. But that's how the whole press cycle went. And then Julie Steinle got killed. She got killed by an immigrant who had been kicked out, an illegal immigrant who'd already been kicked out of the country 5 fucking times, hanging out in the sanctuary city of San Francisco, where he accidentally picked up a gun and shot her in the back, killing her as she was walking with her father. Oops. And suddenly, I'm sorry, Kate Steinle. Thank you. I called her Julie. My mistake. Thank you, Keeper Dan. Suddenly the press cycle changes. They can't hide that. They couldn't hide it. Oh, believe me, if they could, they would have. They'd have hid the shit out of that. But here's a woman shot in the back by a fucking illegal, been kicked out 5 times, living in a sanctuary city. And Donald Trump's message resonated. The wall idea is not dumb. Sorry about those fucking birds. Those geese, I hate them. They're confused Canadian geese. And I don't know what the hell's wrong with them. They've been flying in circles over Michigan all winter. And now it's spring and they still don't know where the hell to go. Anyhow, I'm sorry. Suddenly Donald Trump's message was resonating because people have been talking about the wall and people have been talking about stopping illegals for a long time. And Republicans ran on it repeatedly over and over and over again. And none of them did a fucking thing about it. It wasn't just Republicans. There's speeches by Bill Clinton and Barack Obama saying the same thing. We need to stop illegals. Speeches that if you read them to people and didn't tell them who said it, they would go, oh, Donald Trump said that. Pete Manning, thank you so much. Oh, no, it's going from suck to blow. Oh, yeah. Spaceballs. Get back here, you fat bearded bitch. That's my favorite line of the whole movie. Joe Fapps, thank you so much. Stolen comment I found, but deporting criminals at this point is sending a bad kid to his room. It kind of is. I mean, they just come back. And that guy being who he was, especially being deported 5 times already and being in a sanctuary city. The American public is like, we're tired of this shit. We're tired of these lying fuckers. We're tired of people who get up here and give us fucking platitudes. And Donald Trump was reborn. Donald Trump was reborn, and the press was pissed. They're like, didn't we kill this motherfucker? Trump just came out with his finger up and went, fuck y'all, and went on. Went on to defeat 15 other well-known Republicans. People like Jeb Bush and Mario Cuomo. And what's his name down in Texas? The one that beat Ted Cruz. So, I mean, all of these, the fat fuck from New Jersey. The fuck is his name? I forgot his name. I can see his face. Fuck, what's that fat fuck from New Jersey called? He beat all of them. The whole time, the press telling you, Christie, thank you, Chris Christie. The press telling you what a horrible, sexist, rapist, racist, xenophobic puppy killer Donald Trump is. They tried everything. They threw the whole fucking bucket at him. They even threw in, he's trying to get the Russians to fix the election because it came out that the Russians had hacked Hillary's server or the DNC server. And he's like, hey, you guys, if you get a chance, can you look and see if you can find Hillary's missing 33,000 emails? And he did this in front of a whole crowd. It was a fucking joke. And the press is like, look, he's trying to get foreign interference. Meanwhile, Hillary and the DNC were paying for foreign interference. Never questioned. Shady Grin, thank you so much. What a coincidence. I just finished Monkey in the Morning. Thank you for listening and thank you for the donation. Trump was supposed to go away, you guys. They used the tried and true method to punish him because he was a celebrity. He hobnobbed with liberals and he ran as a Republican. That was his crime. And so they tried to execute him with the political correctness bullshit. And it backfired. It actually made him stronger. Made a whole bunch of people who were tired of lip service say, you know what? Let's take a chance on the outsider. We've seen this guy around since the 80s. Let's give this fucker a chance. And the press has hated him. They've absolutely hated him. So don't give me any bullshit about, well, Trump lies too. Fine. Let's say he lies. The press covers it incessantly. The fucking Washington Post keeps a record. They keep a running tally, including calling him a liar for saying burgers were stacked a mile high at the White House. That's how much they actually follow his fucking lies. Him being hyperbolic is counted as a lie in their fucking little list they keep. So let's just cut the bullshit and say, yes, Trump's a fucking liar. But he gets called on it by the press. You know who doesn't? Joseph Biden. Thank you, Gamer Valine. Those cries against illegal immigrations can kiss all of my existent ass. Literally told not to camp south of town because of cartels, but they are good people, and I'm not an angry little hobbit. Thank you, Cryptic. I voted Trump because of the press. I think a lot of people are going to do that again. And Michael, thank you so much. Ready for another 4 years of God Emperor? I got to be honest. I don't care who wins. I really don't. I don't. At this point, it doesn't matter to me as long as it wasn't Bernie. Now, I said I would vote for Trump if Bernie won, and that would be the only way. I'm going to amend that a little bit. Depending on who Biden's pick is. If Biden picks Warren, because there's a big push for Warren right now. If Biden picks Warren as his running mate, I will vote for Trump. I do not want any commie piece of shit in my White House. And as much as my protest votes are fun, I will vote for the president if he picks a little commie shitbag to run alongside him. If it's just some fucking run-of-the-mill Democrat, then I don't care. I really don't. Because they won't do much. And chances are they'll actually spend less than a Republican. That's just history, you guys. It's just, what about Stacey Abrams? Abrams is a moron. She's a fucking moron, but she'll be led around by the party instead of doing anything drastic like Medicare for all or something stupid like that. The double standard of the press is impossible to ignore. When I was growing up, it was always, I've heard liberal bias my entire life. My entire life. I've heard about the liberal bias in the media. And you could always see it. You could always see it, you know. You could see bits and pieces of it. But you could also go, well, maybe that was an innocent thing. You know, covering this story instead of that one, maybe that's a little bit innocent. You can't do that anymore. You absolutely can't do that. That fucking post we read on Monkey in the Morning from Jennifer Rubin about the unfairness to Democrats, about how Republicans are treated more fairly. We're the bitch, and I am not making this up. You guys can check it. It's on her timeline. Jennifer Rubin over on Twitter. She is a Washington Post conservative columnist. She tells us that Donald Trump was never asked about E. Jean Carroll and her rape accusations. And then in the same column, in the same fucking paragraph, she goes on to tell us about Donald Trump's answer when he was asked about the allegations from E. Jean Carroll. You can't get much dumber than that. You can't get much more biased. You can't get much more up your own ass about how mean everybody is to you when you don't see what's actually going on. I've seen so much of this shit. Look, they're actually treating Republicans nicer. They're making Joe Biden answer for this. One, nobody's making Joe Biden answer for this. Two, the media, especially large organizations like the New York Times and CNN, waited forever to cover this. The New York Times came out with an explanation where they tell you basically they waited so they could propagandize this. They wanted to give the readers the context. They wanted to give them the context of what happened so they could think about it themselves. CNN, they just stayed fucking quiet. They didn't report on it until the 17th of April. But don't worry, guys. They treat everything the same. Treat everybody the same. Julie Swetnick came out with her bullshit allegation against Brett Kavanaugh, and that shit was all over the media, all outlets for days. Because there was a third. She was the third, if you guys don't remember. Thank you, Gamer Valine. Corporations are worse. Had a biased bus at work. The bus was biased? I don't know how to take that. Thank you for the donation. Swetnick's charge was fucking retarded. Let me remind you of what she said. She said, as a college student, she used to go to high school parties where the boys would line up and rape a girl over and over and over again. And she went to 10 consecutive parties until, oops, her drink got spiked one time and she became number 11. And then she finally stopped going. That's her fucking story. And the press was like, this sounds right to me. They printed that shit everywhere. Fucking everywhere. CNN didn't wait the New York Times didn't wait so they could put it in perspective for the reader. And their explanation for that, oh my God, their explanation for the difference literally in these two stories, Biden and the Swetnick charge against Kavanaugh, was that Kavanaugh was in a very public position at the time. Joe Biden's running for fucking president. How much more public do you get? Gamer Valine, thank you so much. Educate me on my internal biases. Sweetie, I don't know your internal biases. I know mine. I hate stupid, and the press is full of it. Dear God, I mean, watching this unfold and watching them just let Biden get away with this. Look, again, I do not believe this woman's charges, but they are not holding him to the same standard that they have held so many others, especially Brett Kavanaugh. The charges against Brett Kavanaugh were absolute garbage. There was nothing in there that proved a fucking thing. Nothing. Zero. No charges, no allegations against this man, unless you go all the way back to Julie Swetnick and parties. Because the Blasey Ford, Miss Jesus up there with her eyes closed as she took the oath, that fucking cunt, hers was even earlier and stupider. I remember going up the stairs and them trying to rape me. I don't remember anything else except for the few people who were there who all said that this shit never happened. Her charges were absolutely fucking bogus. They treated that bitch like she was fucking Jesus. They put her picture up on Time magazine, her eyes closed as she's taking the oath, looking very messianic. The House fucking Democrats came out to support her. They came. We're here today, Nancy Pelosi. We're here today to show our support because we believe Miss Ford. Based on fucking what? Based on a half-ass memory she can't even fill in? And people that she said were there who said the bitch is lying. All of her witnesses. No. Her only two witnesses that didn't call her a fucking liar was a childhood friend who she supposedly told about it at the time and her fucking therapist. A therapist from years later. Those are the only two people she told, according to her. Andrew Joyner, thank you so much for the game over sticker. I appreciate that. I sit here and I watch what's going on with our press, and I'm disgusted by it. I'm disgusted by it. And then I see things like Jim Acosta being rightfully kicked out of the White House for being a douchebag of a reporter when he's there. And all these press people jumping up. Oh my God, a free and independent press is important to the country. Y'all don't give a fuck all about free and independent. Not a fucking thing. You guys are biased pieces of shit. And you're like, look, Donald Trump's being mean to the press. You guys asked this man some of the most ridiculous, stupid fucking questions ever. And if I was him, I would actually throw spitballs at you. No, real spitballs. I'd have a little straw up there. And I'd be chewing on a piece of paper waiting for you to ask your fucking question. And if you ask something stupid, I'd spit one right in your eye. Oh, man. Ford also received over $300K from GoFundMe. Yeah, she did. Don't worry, man. She wasn't in this for no money or any notoriety. She's since said that she came forward because she was worried about abortion. Not because she cared about the rape, man. That's the attempted rape. I'm sorry. Not because she actually cared about that. No, Brett Kavanaugh might one day rule in a way she doesn't approve of on Roe v. Wade. Don't let that. Shh. Just let it happen. Did I mention I was a little bit annoyed today? This is what. See, I just sat here thinking about this. Thinking about it over and over, that fucking moment in Joe Biden interview where he says he's not releasing public statements. Not releasing public statements. And the press is just like, yeah, that makes sense. All right. The few who care, they don't even care about that part. They only care about the Tara Reade allegation. That's the only part they care about. They don't give a shit about the fact that this man is saying his public fucking statements are so damning that he needs to hide them as he runs for president. Put him out there, Joe, you fucking pussy. And it drives me nuts, man. Kavanaugh made it clear at the hearing that Roe v. Wade is off the table. Chauncey, that's what you would expect him to say. Things change. Things change. How about a birthday song for Tristan? Sure. Tristan's turning 3 today, you guys. So let's do this real fast for the little one. I'll do my best not to swear immediately after. Tristan, this one's for you, bud. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tristan. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, kiddo. I hope you have a great one. Sorry about that. That was even a worse song than I meant it to be because my voice cracked. I probably should have taken this time off. I should not be here doing this. My voice is going to be pissed at me, but I had to. I'm so tired of it. And Mika tweeting out that she still respects Joe Biden. Let me find that freaking tweet. All right, I'm gonna start swearing again for Roar. So if he was listening now, I know he's 3, so maybe he won't pick up on the words, but I try not to swear too bad if I know that kids are watching. I'm gonna start swearing again. Let's go back. Let's see where was this dumb shit at? Did she retweet Joe Biden? Yes, she did. Oh my God, 19 hours ago, Mika retweeted this. Okay, Vox said, Trump is blaming Obama, who left office in 2017, for leaving him with broken tests for a virus that didn't exist until 2019. Yes, really. Joe Biden said, we left a playbook. He ignored it. We created an office to prepare for pandemics. He gutted it. We had CDC officials in China to detect and contain outbreaks. He pulled them out. Trump can try and shift blame all he wants, but the fact is his actions left us unprepared. You know what? You can sit there and argue about that all you want. That's fine. Reporter retweeting that? Does that come off as biased to you guys at all? Does that come off as at all biased to you? Because that seems a little biased to me. Oh God. Oh God. Let me find this crap. I'm sorry. She posts a lot of stuff and reposts a lot of stuff. And this was from the other day. So I'm trying to scroll through quickly. This is why I need a producer. I know you guys have heard that way too many times. What day was that interview? That was on, it was Scribe's Nights. Was that Thursday or was that Tuesday or Monday? I want to say it was Monday. What day was Monday? Monday was the 27th. So that should be right around here. Oh, did you take that off your timeline, sweetie? Did you take that off? I'm sure you did. Oh, here's another one from our independent press. This is her writing. Donald Trump not griping, wishing our president was not incompetent. We are in bad shape with testing. That's not at all biased. It's not at all biased. Oh, yeah, it looks like she scrubbed it. I would have too if I were you. Oh, here we go. The interview with Joe Biden was difficult. Having known and greatly respected him for decades, I still do. The notion that all women are to be believed, which dominated the Kavanaugh hearings, now revisited. Should it be? Were Democrats wrong then or now? Were Democrats wrong? What about you, sweetie? Were you wrong? We know what you are. We can see it from reading your damn timeline. But I like, were Democrats wrong then, or was it us? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I said Tuesday originally, and I was correct. And I should have said Tuesday and Friday instead of Tuesday and Thursday. Were Democrats wrong then? What will you tell me? Were you wrong then, or are you wrong now? But the very next one is this, and I'm going to show it to you to prove it. That I'm not making this bullshit up. Oh, let me bring this over here so you can actually see it when I pull it up. Former Vice President Joe Biden receives Brzezinski Prize, tells Putin blah, blah, blah. This year's recipient was Joe Biden, you guys. The day after she gets this interview, he suddenly gets this prize. Is that a coincidence, you guys? Oh, you guys couldn't hear it? Oh, did I forget to put sound on? My bad. Sorry about that, guys. Let me redo that. It happens from time to time. I'm not that smart. We'll also blow it up so you guys can see it. I forgot to share the screen, or I forgot to share audio. That's my bad, you guys. Here we go.
Last night, the Center for Strategic and International Studies hosted the Zbigniew Brzezinski Annual Prize and Lecture, which honors the legacy of my dad by recognizing and promoting the importance of geostrategic thinking with a transcending moral purpose. Think about needing that now more than ever. This year's recipient was Joe Biden. The former vice president spoke of how the world today still very much needs my father's voice and message.
There you go. Did you guys hear the sound that time? And if my time's right, he actually got this award the night of that interview. Because this is the next day. This is the next day. Do you think that's a coincidence at all? Do you think that that's a coincidence that he gets this award the day she gets the fucking interview? This award about how important it is to be a globally great person as he's running for fucking president? You're right, Becca. That is fucking disgusting. This is what I'm talking about with this incestuous relationship between the press and the DNC. They are in bed together. They are one. And they just keep fucking each other for our entertainment. But they're not fucking him bad. They're getting in there good. This is a good one. They both like it. It's consensual. Get in there and just wiggle it around a little bit. I mean, how the fuck? And she fucking tweeted this. She tweeted it. And just so you guys understand, I got to share the screen. This time you don't need sound. Here is the tweet right here where she talks about, let me make that a little bit bigger. Hopefully you can see it better. This is the tweet where she talks about how hard that interview was. The very next fucking tweet is her sharing that clip about how he won that prize. There's not even any shame. Didn't even try to hide it. It's just right there. Anybody still doubt me that Biden got those questions in advance? That this harsh interview that she went after him so hard was nothing but a fucking dog and pony show? It's a bunch of nonsense, man. It's a bunch of nonsense. It pisses me off. I don't like liars. I don't like liars, and I don't like hypocrites. When it comes to the Me Too movement and the way they're covering for Biden, it is absolute hypocrisy. They keep saying, well, we've written stories about it. That's the same thing, except it's not. In the case of Joe Biden and Tara Reade, they're writing stories to prove Tara Reade is a liar. That's what they're writing stories about. They're writing stories questioning her. Just last night, the AP, well, just yesterday afternoon, actually, the AP releases a story about how Tara Reade is now saying that she didn't ever say sexual harassment in her complaint against Joe Biden. She never said she did, ever. But they set it up that she never said that. She's having to walk it back, you guys. She's not having to walk back shit. That's a fucking straw man that they're beating up to go after this woman. It is the same playbook they used against every woman that accused Bill Clinton. Every one of them. Including Monica Lewinsky. And the only reason people finally believe Monica Lewinsky is because for some reason she didn't have a dress covered in cum washed. She thought it was spinach dip, which seriously, Bill, get your fucking sperm checked, dude. There should not be green specks in that shit. You ever see spinach dip when it dries? It is yellow it's yellow and crusty with little green specks in it. If you could mistake that for cum, that dude needs to see a doctor stat. But the only reason they finally believed her is because she had that and they did DNA tests. They went after the women that accused Bill Clinton like they were Hitler himself. How dare you question our president and suggest he used his dick inappropriately? That's what they're doing with Biden here. They're going after Tara Reade. Now, when you talk about Kavanaugh or the accusations against Trump, it's never to prove that the women are wrong. It's to prove that the men are guilty. It's a whole different way of doing things. But that's not what they talk about, is it? No. Look, we wrote stories about them and we're writing stories about him. It's the same thing. No, it's fucking not. It's not even fucking close. Hillary's interview about Bill's accusers, classic. Her fake Southern twang gets me every time. Is that the bimbo explosion one or is that the vast right-wing conspiracy? Have you guys heard of the vast right-wing conspiracy? Do you know what that was? The vast right-wing conspiracy was that came out with Monica Lewinsky. When those charges came out, that's a vast right-wing conspiracy trying to take my husband down. Except it was true. The shit they said was true. That's not a conspiracy. That's fact. And the press has still never called that woman on that shit. They didn't grill her deeply over, you called these women bimbos. She came out and said you should believe women. And they went, well, what about Bill? And she said, well, credible women. And they're like, oh, okay. That was the end of it. That was the fucking end of it. They didn't give two shits about these women. They never care like they say they're going to. Torcular, thank you so much. That is very kind of you. I still say it's a cat. I don't care what anyone else says. Giving the #1 flag. I appreciate that. That's very kind. RJ says, I believe Reade more than I did Ford. I believe the first half of her story. I do not believe the sexual assault charge. Could it have happened? Sure. But we've literally never heard anything else like that about Biden. All of his creepy shit is weird touching, not deep groping, not digitizing. It's just weird stuff that we've seen. And her original story lines up with the stuff we've seen. It really does. The stuff we see now, not so much. I don't want Biden fried for this. I want Biden to receive the same kind of treatment I wanted Kavanaugh and I want Trump to receive. I want them to be given the benefit of doubt. They are the accused, and you are innocent until proven guilty in our society. That's what I want for all of them. I want an even playing field. I don't want to see Biden taken down because some woman has a hair up her butt from 23 years ago from an unprovable charge that doesn't make any damn sense. Thank you, Metal Murderer. # believe all thoughts. That's a dangerous thing to believe. And Okie, thank you. You're not Jack. Where's Jack? We demand Jack. Jack, I imagine, is sleeping, which I wanted to be. I apologize for not being Jack. Remember, no one else is Jack. There's one Jack. Again, thank you guys so much for the donations. I sometimes I can't remember if I thanked you guys, and I always, if I ever forget that part, please understand. I really do appreciate it. I don't want to see Biden fried. I really don't. I want to see the press. I want to see the press fried for this because they're the ones who do this. I want to see Nancy Pelosi raked over the coals for this bullshit with her # sometimes believe women. Believe women unless they're accusing a man who's trying to take down Donald Trump. I think Tara Reade thought her original charge would be enough to knock him out of the race. And when it wasn't, I think she decided to make it a little bit dirtier. And do I have proof of that? No. But that's my opinion. I think that's what happened. Yeah, as early as 2017, or as late as 2017, this woman was out there talking about what a great champion of women Joe Biden was. RJ says, I'd rather see the Dems and the media get investigated for this. Me too, but it's never going to happen. Never going to happen. You know why? Because the ones who would be investigating this are the media. And they will never take that deep of a self-reflected look at themselves. They're the ones who should be out there going, this is wrong. And instead, they're the ones wrong. Who watches the watchers? You know? They're the watchers. They're the ones who are supposed to let us know what's going on with our government and our world. What happens when you can't trust them? Who holds them to account? Thank you, Gamer Valine. Now she just lulls him to sleep. Who's going to sleep? And thank you, Jedi Ghost Bear. Believe all women unless it isn't useful for us. Yeah. I've said this a couple of times now, and I do want you guys to understand I believe this wholeheartedly. If this accusation came out when she told the first story, I think Joe Biden probably would have lost. I think he would have been taken out of the race. I think the Me Too movement would have went after him pretty hard, especially if this was very early on. I can't remember when the original charge came out, who all was still in the race. But you have to remember, you had a couple of heroes for the press. They were never on the Bernie train, but they loved them some Elizabeth Warren. And before Biden jumped in, they really liked Kamala Harris. Excuse me. So they had other options. And I think Tara wanted to knock him out with that first accusation, and it wasn't enough. So she came back with something stronger this time. But again, I don't want to see. Sorry, monkey, but women often don't say the full extent of their abuse, especially when it's a high-profile public figure. The way the media picks and chooses who to believe has to weigh heavily. All right. I'm going to try to explain this again, and I'm never sure if I'm actually explaining it right. She says she didn't tell the full story originally because when she told the part that she did, she was called a Russian asset. The problem with that theory is that she's saying she knew what she was going to be called. If she had just told the whole story immediately, nobody could have called her a Russian bot before she told the end of the story. Unless she was up there telling the story and somebody jumped up out of the crowd and goes, she's a Russian asset. Nobody did that. That came in blogs and on Twitter later, after. She could have told that whole story immediately. She didn't because I don't think it happened. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I do like that she told us she wasn't wearing underwear. It's a weird thing to admit. Yeah, I wasn't wearing. I mean, I don't want to be the what were you wearing kind of guy, but when you're not wearing underwear, I have questions. Why are you going to work in a senator's office without your panties on? That's kind of fucking weird. But anyway, I don't believe her. I don't believe that part of the story. You can believe her if you want to. But if you believe her, I am curious whether or not you believe Blasey Ford, because she had almost as much evidence. The only difference is we know for a fact Tara Reade and Joe Biden had been in the same room. It's the only real difference. I mean, how do you pick and choose who you believe? It really does seem to me that a lot of conservative folks are just wanting to believe this because it's Biden. And I'm not saying that's you, but I've argued with several people. And I'm very curious why you would believe this and not Ford, because the stories aren't that much different, honestly. The only real difference is that we know for a fact that Reade and Biden had met and spent time together. In either case, I don't think either of them have enough evidence to ruin a man's life. And there was some article written that every woman has experienced what Tara Reade has experienced. I'm sorry, wait. Every woman has been pushed up against the wall and had somebody's digits up in them against their will while they weren't wearing panties at work. I feel like that's not true. I feel like that might be a bit of an exaggeration. It's not so much I believe her. I just want the left to treat this the same as every conservative they've gone after and prove they have morals. I see what you're saying there. And I understand the quest for them treating everybody exactly the same and going towards the extreme. But hang on just a minute. Metal Murderer, thank you. Biden will tranny from TLU2 to VP, hashtag Jolin1. Wow. I don't think he's going to transition. Going to be his own VP. I don't want the press to go after people like this anymore. I would love for this to be the Senator have you no shame moment. I don't think it will be. Oh, The Last of Us 2. Thank you. That's in my perfect world. The press wakes up and goes, wow, look what we've been doing. This isn't right. This isn't right. And drum out the bad ones. Thank you, Gamer Valine. How dare you accuse a child? Maybe because one was a kid when it happened. Oh, wait, Republican that overturned a DC Pew ban. Well, remember, there was an allegation against Brett Kavanaugh when he was older. There was the whole Debbie incident in college, which, again, I don't believe worth the fuck. And in that one, if you listen to what happened, she actually touched his dick. And by the stories that we were told, so she sexually assaulted him. He just put his dick in her face. Is putting your dick in somebody's face if you don't actually touch it, is that illegal? I feel like it probably is. I don't know for sure though. Would that be, what is that? First degree dick waving? Is there like a second degree dick waving? Like if you made it a puppet, would that make it any better? I don't know. If you pull dick in a box, is that the same thing? If you pull the whole dick in a box thing and she opens it up and screams, is that a crime? Indecent exposure, I suppose so. But if she opens I get what you're saying with the one I was explaining before. Like seriously, if you do dick in a box and she opens it, she's the one exposing it. I feel like that should be on her. I'm just saying. I might be tired, you guys. I want the stupid to end. I don't want any more lives ruined over bullshit, fake ass claims that sound fake and can't be proved anyway. If you can prove it, fine. If you can't, I'm sorry if it actually happened to you. I'm sorry if Donald Trump patted your ass. I'm sorry if Donald Trump tried to kiss you. But that's not something his life should be ruined over. Man, we've gotten to be such a prudish society again. Huh. Anyhow, yeah, it angers me. I don't want Biden's life ruined over this. I want that man to retire. I want him to go somewhere and live on a beach for the rest of his days in comfort and warmth. And whether you like what he's done or not, he served his country in Congress. He's done his civil service. Go rest, Joe. You're old and you're obviously not all there. But I want the press to wake up to this. That question that Mika Brzezinski asks in her tweet, were Democrats wrong then or now? That's the question to be asked of the press. Was the press wrong then or now? Because they're the ones who were they led the charge. They led the mob. They fed the mob repeatedly with story after story after story after story. Thank you, Okie Native. I'm more inclined to believe this was an affair with a staffer turned sour more than assault. That at least makes some sort of negligible sense. Well, especially at the end, you mean nothing to me. That is a weird thing for him to have said, given the circumstances she describes. Now, you're right. If they had some kind of fling, that would explain that comment a little more. But I mean, I don't know. I'm tired of the nonsense. I don't want people destroyed over bullshit accusations that can't be proven. I want these people to come to their senses. And again, I know this is never going to happen, but they all owe Brett Kavanaugh a huge apology. Every fucking one of them. Should we change the subject? I bitched about this for an hour. I watched the Tucker video. I don't mean to step on Sinatra's toes here. I know Tucker Tuesday's his thing, and hopefully he'll show this clip. I don't know if he did. I didn't get to see his latest Tucker Tuesday. But Tucker's talking. Excuse me. Least professional monkey on the internet. I apologize for that. Tucker's talking about how easily we're accepting authoritarianism. How easily Americans are just like, yes, please preach to me and tell me what to do. And once again, I want to go out there and point out, I called this months ago. I don't mean to be sticks here or razor fist here, but I called this shit. Told you guys. Bernie coming out and pushing all his nonsense, it gets people normalized to it. So when they hear it again, it doesn't sound so bad. And that's what's happening right now. We've had more and more authoritarianism and okay, this little more. And look, this time it's for a really good reason, you guys. People are dying. People are dying by the thousands. the willingness for Americans to turn over their rights is fucking sickening. It's stomach turning. Especially when the right that they're giving up is the First Amendment. You guys know how I feel about the First Amendment. I know so many people like the Second Amendment is the strong one, but the First Amendment is the one that matters the most to me. 1 in 10. 10 is important. 10 is important, and it needs to be enforced and learned more. But here's what happened. We don't teach the Constitution in school much anymore. We don't teach why we have it. You have a whole lot of people who look at it as, and I'm quoting here, just a piece of paper. I've seen so many people say that that I'm not even fazed by it anymore. It's just a piece of paper. No, it's not, you fucknut. It is our founding document. These are the principles with which the founders thought this country should run on. And if you leave it the fuck alone, it runs pretty good. And they were smart enough to leave a clause in there to change it, to change things if need be. And they recognized everything. They recognized at the beginning there were flaws. You know, slavery was not embraced by everybody when the country was formed. There were people who were like, maybe we shouldn't do that. That is part of the reason you have the amendment process in there, was so that later on down the road, that shit could be fixed. And these people treat it like it's just the dumbest shit ever. They're smarter than the founders were. They're smarter than the men who fought for this country and bled for this country to build it and make it what it is. You know why? Because they went to college, you guys. They went to college and they took a course that taught them all about Karl Marx and how great it would be if the government just told us what to do as we lived in a communist utopia of crap. And that's what they do. They go in there and they get indoctrinated by this shit. They go in there. There's a reason Democrats love to send kids to college, because they come out stupid and liberal. But I repeat myself. Mental murderer, thank you. The Constitution can follow. The Constitution, can I follow it on Twitter? Unfortunately, I don't know if I've never looked up to see, so I can't tell you. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm in a yawning mode. I'm not really that tired right now, but I'll probably yawn at you guys a couple more times. Least professional monkey on the internet. See, people who do like 3-hour radio shows, those motherfuckers get long. You ever watch or listen to one of these? I get so pissed off because they have like 15-minute breaks every now and then. Like every 15 minutes, they get a 15-minute break. Like, you fucking pussies, get out there and talk. Sorry. If I had a 15-minute break, I'd get up and walk around. God damn it! I don't have whatever commercials they have. I should start making my own commercials like that. As soon as they start paying me to, I will. Of the first 10, only 3 don't really concern me today. Let's see. I'm guessing 3, 6, and 7, maybe. Did I get it right? 3, 6, and 7. Let me know, Shroom. You can't walk. Well, I would walk as much as I can. Did you see Undoomed did a 12-hour stream yesterday? I think Undoomed does some long ass streams, you guys. Only the third doesn't concern you, or doesn't concern you. Okay, I was wondering what 3, because 3 is the only one. For those of you who don't know, the Third Amendment is troops won't be quartered with you against your will. And it's not something we really have to worry about today. But back in colonial times, yeah, the British government can go, these officers need a place to stay. They're living in your house and you have to take care of them. And that was one of the things the founders are like, that is some bullshit. I still am glad it's there. I don't like the idea of them just being able to quarter people with you and give you no compensation for it. Just be like, you take care of them. So I'm still glad it's there. But, you know, non-colonial times. What? Anyhow. So where was I? Oh, There are too many. The other day, Tucker Carlson showed the video that we watched the other day of that chick who's in her house and the police come up to yell at her in condescendingly ridiculous tones about how she needs to keep her daughter from going to other people's houses. And the number of people who stuck up for the police in that was disturbing. It's a show of how willing Americans are to just take a totalitarian state right now. There's no laws here. There's no laws here. These are orders. The governor ordered all businesses to close if you're not essential. The governor ordered that if you go into Walmart, you have to stay 10 feet apart from each other, however fucking far it is. The governor ordered you can't go into the garden center because apparently buying mulch spreads fucking corona. They're orders. They're not law. There's too many people out there like, yeah, this makes perfect sense. That's disturbing. But it's not surprising when you look at how many of them are just like, we don't really need free speech because it's not free speech if you're being mean to people. Hate speech is not free speech. Feel like you don't understand the meaning of free speech, motherfucker. You don't have to like what somebody says. That's the point of free speech. How many times do you idiots have to be told that free speech is important when you disagree? That's when it matters. If everybody's agreeing, there's no reason for free speech because nobody's going to complain. Everybody will be like, yeah, that makes sense to me. Free speech matters when there's a disagreement. Whether that disagreement is about deep political nonsense or whether it's about me calling you a word you don't like. That's when free speech matters. Thank you. This is Kyle. Do these orders have any legal authority? It depends. It depends. In my state, for instance, the governor does have certain powers due to some stupid act that was enacted back in 1945 that was never taken off the books. That gives her some ridiculous ass powers that she is absolutely unwilling to give up. Unwilling to give up. The House and Senate, I believe it's Assembly and Senate in our state. They're like, hey, we have the bills to end this stupid fucking governor mandate bullshit. And unfortunately, it takes the governor's signature to take away the governor's power. And she's like, you ain't taking my power, motherfucker. It's actually a really fucking ridiculous state of being. Becca says, Supreme Court says there's no such thing as hate speech. Indeed. And it's why I'm happy Hillary Clinton didn't win. If Hillary Clinton would have won, the Supreme Court would look very different. And there's a chance down the line that, yeah, we would see hate speech being, oh, no, you can't say that. You hurt the feelings. In the case where the hate speech thing came from, where they said hate speech is free speech, that was a 9-0 decision or an 8-0. I can't remember if the full court was there at the time. But yeah, that was a unanimous decision. And that gave me hope. But I've seen so many decisions where the dissent coming from Sotomayor and Ginsburg, it's just fucking stupid shit. And yes, I read this, guys. I go in, especially when a big case comes down. I go in and I read the whole thing, the whole opinion, and can be interesting. Metal Murderer, thank you. I'll vote for anyone who supports civs owning F-22s. I would love to own a plane, man. I would love to have a decommissioned F-14. You can take out all the important equipment. Just leave me the shell. Just leave me the shell with the cockpit. All the buttons can be fake, but just leave it all there. Take out all the instrumentation. I just want one of those. I don't want to actually fly it. One, I'm afraid of heights, and two, I can't fucking fly a plane. But I think it would be cool, man. The F-14 is so beautiful. You know what? Also, leave me the ability to fan the wings out and pull them back, because that's cool too. Anyhow, what the fuck was I talking about? Oh, we have a problem in this country. This is a problem, you guys. We are not teaching our kids the importance of what the founders did. Instead, all we're teaching them is how bad this country has been. Look what we did to the Indian. The one thing they don't really do, though, they don't teach them how bad we were to the Chinese. Have you noticed that? Look, we were mean to indentured servants and slaves, and we were just horrible people the whole time. They never mentioned the way we treated the fucking Chinese, man. We were horrible to them. We didn't even treat them like real people. It's fucking weird, man. One of them dies, it's like, oh shit, throw them in a hole and get us a new one. It was fucking, you know how many Chinese people died making the railroad? Or indentured, or the Irish atheist icon, that goes with the indentured servants. They don't generally talk about the, at least when I was in school, they didn't tell us that it was mostly the Irish. They just mentioned European. That's what they do, man. They teach our children how horrible we are. They don't talk about the good stuff. They don't talk about the fact that we are the only country on the planet with actual free speech. And I know some of you go, wait, I'm from Canada. I'm from Australia. I'm from England. I can say what I want. Want to bet? Want to bet? I can say some really horrible shit on Twitter and probably just get kicked off Twitter. You can go to jail for it. So kiss my ass. You don't really have free speech. I like Canada's, we have free expression. Uh-huh. You have free expression, do you? Go to your local police station and tell them that you hate Muslims and you think they're all bad people and going to blow up the police station. See how well that goes over. And just for good measure, tell them you think all women are cunts who are stupid, shouldn't be allowed to vote, and should have to stay in the kitchen pregnant. See how well that goes over. Okie, thank you so much. Fed courts hold up the legality governor's executive orders in times of emergency. As long as one, it seems reasonable, and two, everyone else is doing it. Fun. Okie Native, we've had two different lawsuits here. You had the one in Illinois where they said, no, these orders are bullshit. It's unconstitutional. And then you had the one in Michigan where the court said, and I'm not making this up, that the governor's orders were constitutional. And then at the end said, it's no big deal, even though this is hurting you constitutionally. This is hurting your constitutional rights. So even in that case, they acknowledged that it was unconstitutional, even though they called it. And if that gets appealed, and anybody with a brain sees it, I think in Michigan that would go to the 6th Circuit. I can't remember. Maybe ours is the 5th. DC is the 6th, isn't it? Or is DC the 5th? I can't remember. I used to know this very well. But yeah, it's funny that we have two different rulings there. Anyhow, Merle, be nice to Stargazer. Just asked Dankula about our free speech, right, Lisa? Holy shit, what they put that man through. I don't know Dankula. I know people who know him. Tailed is pretty good friends with him. They hang out in person, but I've never even spoke to the man. So I have no loyalty to him. What happened to him was a fucking disgrace. Anyhow, 9th Circuit Court upheld Cali's new law to mandate bills to buy ammo and a surcharge. What? No, they didn't. The Cali law got shot down. The ammo law, that got shot down. Metal Murderer, thank you. Wait, link to Illinois case, need it for dad purposes. Oh, hang on, let me see if I can find it real fast. Yeah, we talked about this the other day. Judge. It says Illinois. Man, I can still spell Illinois. I also don't say it with the S because I lived there for a while, and they will beat that into your head in school. It's not Illinois, it's Illinois. Like, well, then why is there a fucking S there? Anyway, stay at home. That should be enough. There we go. And this one's from Newsweek. I mean, this is Newsweek. Do you get much more lefty than that? There you go. There's probably several other stories about it out there that are even better. Well, yeah, Americans are like, wait a minute. Wait. When did that come through? Okay, that was earlier. Did I read that one on the show earlier? I can't remember. Oh, yeah, I did. Okay, I do remember reading that one. Sorry, guys. I was looking at my Streamlabs because I heard a ding and I wasn't sure if I got them all. Just making sure. Remember, guys, I'm brought to you by you. If you enjoy what you see, please hit the like button. Please share. And please, if you can, toss me some money. It doesn't have to be $10. I'm not a Twitch whore. Whoops. Don't call him a whore. Oh, is Sora here? Hi, sweetie. There I go being all sexist again. Saying hi to the women's. Sora has my favorite voice on the internet. She just has a great voice. If you've never heard it, it is infectious. It really is. And she has the cutest little laugh. And she is a horrible person. The first time we talked to her, she was so sweet and innocent sounding. And I've been told she's been horrible all along. I don't believe that. I think she's been corrupted. But she's a horrible person. You should go watch her. She's fucking funny as hell. Love you, Sora. I say that with respect. That is not an insult. That is respect, sweetheart. Anyway, our rights, these are our natural rights. If you're religious, these are your God-given rights. These are not rights that the state gives you. This is a weird thing. We're having this is another problem we have within our society, is that people think government gives you your rights. It's not how it works. It's not how it works. This is what the 10th Amendment is for. This is what the 9th and 10th Amendments are for. Your rights belong to you. The government can't take them. You have to give them up. And there's different ways you can give them up. There's different ways. Complacency, like we see right now, that's giving up your rights. You can elect people who tell you, I'm going to take your rights away. But these are yours. They're not the government's to give you in America. The rest of you, sorry, that's how it is for you. You guys don't have the natural rights like we do. Here in America, these are your natural rights. The government doesn't give them to you. The government doesn't say, okay, you can speak. The First Amendment is not about the government giving you the right to speak. It's affirming your right to speak. The Second Amendment doesn't give you the right to own a gun. It affirms your right to own a gun. The Bill of Rights was put there as specific things that the founders wanted to make sure there was no question on. But when they did that list, they were worried. They were worried that this list would be held up and people would go, well, these are your only rights. And they're like, bitch, read that 10th Amendment. Any power not granted to the government goes to the states or the people. That's where it belongs. Those are your rights. The government doesn't get to give them to you. They're yours. CNN says, Mitch McConnell, dangerous decision to bring the Senate back to Washington. I saw Chris Cillizza's story a day or two ago about how dangerous it is to bring all these old people back during the coronavirus. Metal Murderer, thank you. Ranting Monkey speaking facts, no printer. Thank you for that. It's very kind. It disheartens me that so many people look at this stuff, look at the Bill of Rights, and are willing to just give it up. The number of people who don't care about the Second Amendment. I don't own a gun, you guys. I don't. I'm not a gun person. I like shooting them when I get a chance. I don't think I could do it now. It'd probably fucking kill me. Probably knock me on my ass and accidentally shoot myself in the neck. Not killing me, just crippling me more. That would be my luck. But it's still my right to own one. Or many. Have a whole fucking arsenal if I want. As long as I'm not using them illegally, as long as I'm not shooting people with them. I'm not shooting at their property or their animals or their children. It's not your fucking business. It's my right. The government hasn't even suggested they're going to put people in my house. But they're not allowed to. You know why? It's my right. These are important things, guys. They really are. And we're not teaching it to young people because instead we're out there teaching them how horrible America is. Do we have a checkered past? At the very least. Metal Murderer, thank you. When 7 Days to Die happens, DM me. I got you, man. Got me for what? It's an I'm not sure what that means. But thank you for the donation. We're teaching them how horrible America is. And you know what? There's no getting around our past. Yes, we had slavery here. Yes, we treated the Indians like absolute fucking shit. Yes, we just built a railroad using what basically was slave labor from Chinese people till they fucking died on the spot, and we just replaced them with the next one. Yes, we didn't give black people full rights until the 1960s. That is horrible. We didn't give women full rights. Yeah, we have a bad past. We've also done a lot of good. A lot of good. That Constitution you guys hold up and be like, this is just a piece of paper. This is why those rights were reaffirmed. Because it's written in there that you can fix things that were done improperly. Or that people are like, when we don't think you should have that right. And you just, you know what? We're going to put that one down on paper too, motherfucker. Thank you, Okie Native. He has pew pew and a place for you is what? I don't know what that means. I might just be too tired. Atheist Icon says, if you own property, you had full rights. For a time. And then we really changed things. After the Civil War, I mean, I don't want to say we were worse to black people, but I'm not sure that it was actually a better off place for them because we kind of just left them hanging and then took all kinds of rights from them. Like, oh no, Negro, you can't, I'm going to need you. I'm going to need your voter tax, your poll tax. It was better than slavery, but I'm not sure by how much. I'm not sure by how much. Just going, you're free. Good luck. I'm not so sure that we did right by them. That was a horrible thing we did. It was. We should have taken care of them, and we didn't. There's no getting around it. Really not. Left them hanging, really, Monk? Well, sometimes, yeah. Democrats liked them as lawn ornaments. Usually not their lawn. They had all kinds of lawn ornaments for black people in the day. Sometimes still do. Our past, there's nothing wrong with acknowledging the bad, but you need to acknowledge the good as well. If you talk to a kid and all you ever do is tell them how horrible they are, look at how that kid turns out. Do that with an employee. Just tell them how horrible they are. See how much better they get at their job. Go out there and tell people how bad their country is and see how much they give a shit about it. You can see it right now. They don't care at all about their basic fucking rights. Because all they look at is, we had slaves and women couldn't vote. It's true. It's true. Monkey, don't forget the 9th. Like I said, the 9th and 10th. I mentioned the 9th and 10th earlier. These are important things. The 9th tells you that just because something's not enumerated in the. I believe me, I've read this a few times. It's not enumerated doesn't mean it's not your right. Isn't that what that one is? The ninth is the enumerated right clause. Oh man, my throat hurts. Fuck. I've been yelling too. I yelled too much at the beginning. The press pisses me off. They're a bunch of assholes. They need to stop pissing me off. It's not a good thing for Monkey. Yeah, guys, it's Sunday, man. Do you guys like Sundays? I hate Sundays. They're the same people who tell you the great things Castro did. They will. They will. Gamer Vleen, thank you. Only the weak fall to being terrible. Others overcome and become better in every way, even if solely out of spite. Some react that way, Gamer. Some, and it takes a very strong soul to do that. Some people, when all they're getting is negative reinforcement, will rise above it just to prove you wrong. Most people collapse. Oh, ninth is new amendments can't override the old ones without the old ones being stricken. Fair enough. Alex says, I didn't pull it up in front of me. The entire thing is important. It really is. I'm kind of with Shroom. The only one that I look at and go, it's not really that important today is the third, the quartering. No quartering of troops. 4 and 5 are incredibly important, and they don't get enough attention. They really don't. People just say the Fifth Amendment, you're right not to speak. There's other things to the Fifth Amendment. Oh man. Anyway, I'm getting my new hard drive Monday. Cool. That's awesome. I always love new upgrades to my computer, even if it's something silly like a new hard drive. I can just hold more information. But that's more. I'm kind of a computer. I don't want to say geek, but I'm a computer. I'm kind of a weird person because I'm a jockey nerd. Because I'm big and I love sports. I played football. I never played, organized, but yeah, we were always out playing football or baseball or basketball. But I was also just as happy sitting at home playing on a fucking computer or watching nerdy shit on TV. Professor Chaos, thank you. It's because the Fed courts have gutted the Fourth. You're not wrong. The Fifth is to protect against self-incrimination. It's more than just you don't have to speak. You always see that on TV. My lawyers advised me to exercise my Fifth Amendment right not to incriminate myself. Just got my 10 TB external, only half full now. I think my external's 4 and my internal is 4. I need bigger. They're starting to get full. My internal is fucking full as shit. I need to get a second one to put in there. Put a slave drive in. Anyhow, I don't know what else to talk about. I don't want to go yet. I'm having fun. Are you guys having fun? Am I being boring? Is why we love you, Ranting Monkey. I love you back, Kathy. Gamer Vleen, you can't play basketball. You're white. I'm actually very good at basketball. I couldn't dunk, even as tall as I am. I could get really close, but I could never get over the rim. Timothy, thank you so much. Article 9, Amendment 9, unenumerated rights. The enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage other retained by the people. See, that's what I said. I was right. Ha! The 9th and 10th, man, I used to preach them a lot to people because I don't think people give them enough attention. That's what I was talking about. The founders, they were like, just because we're putting these in here, we don't want people to think these are your only rights. And that's why they're like, fuck it, bitch. We're putting that down in writing too. Thank you so much for the donation and the confirmation that I was right. Can't dunk, try out for the WNBA. I have a penis. Twitter is labeling my tweets as sensitive again. What'd you do, Pat? Pat, I'm actually surprised you don't get in more trouble. You push boundaries that I would get kicked off for. And I am thinking it's because of you being oiled up, not because you're black. They're just like, look at this man. He will kick our ass. They can't see me. If they did, they'd just ban all my shit. They'd be like, this little cripple fucker ain't going to do nothing to us. White guys can't dunk, but Kobe can't land. Ooh. Yeah, no, I like basketball. Basketball, I hate to watch. I only, if there's a basketball game on, any important one, I watch like the last 5 minutes because that's all that's important. All that's important. But I love playing the game. The game is a lot of fun. And it's really great exercise, man, especially if you play full court. Holy shit, that'll wear your ass out. My favorite was always football. I love baseball. I'm actually, yeah, I could have been a jock. I could have been I almost tried out for a AAA ball club, but we were moving. So I was like, there's no real point. At the time, it was the Tidewater Tides, and they were holding open tryouts right before we were leaving Virginia. And I was of the age because I was 17. I think you had to be 17, 18 by a certain date. I forget the date. And I was all in there and like, oh, I should go try out. But like I said, we moved. So like, I actually wanted to be a boxer when I was younger, guys. Lady Monkey told me I couldn't. She didn't want me to get beat up. Yeah, Gunsky, I could have been a contender. No, I really did. I wanted to be a boxer. I love boxing and I like fighting. I really like fighting. And I can take a punch. So, and that's one of the most critical parts of boxing is being able to take a punch. Throwing a punch is easy. Getting hit and not falling down, that's hard. I think I'm shadow banned. I haven't had any interaction since I sent that Me Too tombstone pic to Rose McGowan. Did she at least retweet it? She should have retweeted it. And it might still be too soon. Which sport is more exciting to you, hockey or football? I don't find hockey exciting at all. And I love me some football. Has anyone seen the pic of Pat in the bathtub? It's a must watch. Pat, what you doing? Or sorry, the vid. What you doing sending videos of you in a hot tub, man? Or in a bathtub? Man, I just fucked that whole sentence up. Why do y'all listen to me? Is it just to see how much I'm going to fuck up? I appreciate it either way. Now you can take a hit by falling down the stairs. Maybe that's why I fall down so gracefully and able to get back up. Oh man, there's times where I've been on that landing for 15 minutes before I can finally move. And I credit the nerve blockers. Merle says, I trained as a pro boxer, but my grandfather was a pro boxer. Was he really? That's awesome. Yeah, I like to fight. Taught all of my children how to throw proper punches, and told you guys the story. I think my daughter, I used to let her. We'd shadow box. I'd let her actually hit me. I wouldn't actually hit her. And there's this one time she was probably about 16. We're in the kitchen and she squares up. I'm like, okay, and I put my shoulder out for her to hit, and she punched me in the shoulder, and I almost went down because of the pain. She hit me right on the bone. Oh my God. And my daughter can throw a punch, man. My son-in-law better behave himself because that girl, holy crap. My daughter also doesn't throw like a girl. So I taught her to throw properly. Not that there's anything wrong with throwing like a girl, but still. And that's why the top and bottom of the stairs are called landings. I land there quite a bit, man. Quite a bit. It's not fun. You think it would be. It always looks fun in the movies when they do it. Except for the guys who break their neck. I always worry about that. Every time in a movie somebody falls down the stairs, unless it's like a comedy, they always break their fucking neck at the bottom. I'm like, ugh. My daughter hit me in the face once. She was 7 or 8. Left my ears ringing. The other thing, me and my daughter were playing catch in the backyard, and she threw the ball, and I missed. I just missed, and it hit me in the fucking collarbone, and that did drop me. That girl could throw too. Whoa. My children are actually very good athletes, but none of them really went on to be athletes. None of them went into organized sports. My daughter did play volleyball for a while. And then she got into cheerleading. She just loved cheerleading. So anyhow, welcome to the Monkey Tells You His Life Story stream. We get a lot of these. I will tweet his page to his record. The guy was an amazing fighter. Cool. I'll check it out, man. I love boxing. Actually, one of the recommended videos when I was setting this up, because I set it up on StreamYards, and then I have to go over to YouTube to do all of the other stuff. So I go to the main YouTube page, and one of the videos that was up there was all of Mike Tyson's knockouts. I watch a lot of boxing, you guys. We were playing around, Monk, or we're playing around. Same with Monk. Yeah. None of these things has it been, my daughter was mad at me and hurt me. No, she could, but no, I used to let her punch me for fun. The rule in our house was you could hit dad. You could hit dad if if we were playing. You never touch mom that way. Because my daughter called her something fragile. I can't remember what it was. But yeah, my wife is a sweetheart, and like you don't hit your mom. You can hit dad whenever you want to. Just let me know first. No sucker punches. I can't stand a sucker punch. Gamer Valine, thank you. If the neighbor kids hit me driving the Raptor, I plan to beat him. As he has long hair. We all know long hair means beach. He's 18, all good. You probably shouldn't be hitting people at all. Unless it's, consensual, like in an actual organized fight. Go down to Knoxville. They got an opening last I heard. Mike Tyson could knock out an elephant. Mike Tyson, he could. He had a very good knockout. His problem was a lot of the fighters he fought weren't very good fighters. They, oh God, man, I wish the Holyfield fight would have happened in their prime before Tyson went to prison. Because I think that would have been one of the greatest fights of all time. It still was. The first Holyfield-Tyson fight was amazing. That punch where even Tyson's like, I don't remember what happened after the third round. There's one punch in the third round. Evander just clocks him, man. And you can see it. Mike is not there. Everything he does from then on is instinct. But yeah, I would have loved to have seen that fight when they were both in their prime. Unfortunately, Mike goes to prison. Evander wins the title from Buster. Did he win it from Buster? I want to say he did. And then was that the Bitey fight? No, that was Tyson Holyfield 2. In Tyson Holyfield 2, Tyson literally bit off a piece of Evander Holyfield's ear twice. You actually see him spit it out. Thank you, Gamer Valine. It's a $70K truck that's my boyfriend, and the kid likes to show off. He's wrecked 2 cars. He hits the Raptor, life will suck. Fair enough. I mean, yeah, if he hits your car with his car, that's fucked up. $70,000 truck? Jesus Christ. Gamer Valine is the only person I can say, if you have time to watch this, you have $10. $70,000 truck. Holy shit. It's not as much as my house, but that's getting really close to the cost of my house. Granted, I live in the middle of fucking nowhere, so real estate prices aren't that much, but fuck. In some places, that would get you a house. Man, it wouldn't drive, though. You'd need a... Would you guys ever do the RV thing? Go live in... I know people like... That's what they do. They travel the country in an RV constantly. I don't think I could do that. I need a place to call home. I think it would be fun. Like if you're going out on a trip and you take basically your belongings with you. I don't know if I could do it constantly like a lot of people do. Monk, the King Ranch editions were hitting 80K F-150. Jesus Christ. My dad got his Ford F-150. It wasn't like this made all of this. He got his back in probably 83-ish, and it cost him like $5,000. Eric says lives in an RV. Do you like that lifestyle where you just get up and move? Your daughter hitting you makes me think of Mongo punching the horse. It was kind of like that, dude. And which, by the way, is one of the funniest scenes in Blazing Saddles. There's so many funny scenes in that movie, but that one gets me every time. You know, one in Blazing Saddles gets me that I'm actually ashamed of myself for because it still gets me is the farting scene. I should be old enough that that's not funny anymore, but I can't help it, man. That is a fucking funny scene. Gamer Bleen, thank you. I drive a 25K Tiguan. Is that how you say that? And this is 15 in 5 minutes. Calm yourself. I was just kidding with you, gamer. I appreciate every donation. Believe me, I do. I just, I'm still annoyed by that fucking Twitch thought. I'm annoyed by all of those people. Now, when Destiny was defending her, and he's like, I do that with my audience sometimes. There's a difference. Because I have seen other people do it, men and women, where it's more playful. She was so serious about it. So serious. No matter how broke you are, you have $10. Fuck you. Anyhow. I get claustrophobic, so fast loving in an RV. Fast loving? Are you telling us you go in there and have sex real quick? I'm just asking. I'm asking for a friend. I've been in RVs. My claustrophobia doesn't kick in those. My claustrophobia is all about, can I get out? Living. That's not what she said. She said fast loving. I'm not judging her for it. I'm just like, that's a weird thing to come out about in a not a game stream, in a random monkey stream. That's what the after party's all about, you guys. Sora in the RV on today's after party. It was a typo. Check your logic. Calm down, man. You don't have to defend her honor. She'll kick my ass for it. Relax. She's a sweetheart, but she's mean as hell. Fuck, I don't remember what I was talking about. There's like I've been having 3 discussions at once for like the last 10 minutes, and I don't remember any of them. Oh, the last thing I was talking about was that crazy Twitch thought bitch. Does that bother you guys as an audience? You watch a lot more than I do. I can tell because I can see you in my streams. Ranting Monkey's lonely. No, Lady Monkey's upstairs. She's a sweetheart. I could go up there and nudge on her. I could probably talk her into it. What was I talking about? Damn it. Oh, do you guys if you were watching somebody and they pulled that shit that Twitch thought did, you have money to donate to me if you can watch me, or even the notion you should be paying for the entertainment you're getting. Are any of you like okay with that? Are any of you like, well, I guess it's okay. I still think the quartering was right about the $10 thought that the guys watching her get off the idea of being financially dominated. From what I've seen, she doesn't do that so much. She's not, it's not a dominatrix kind of thing. She comes off a lot more, I think she's just greedy. Gamer Bleen, thank you. Yes, I hate those chicks. I really do. And not just the chicks. If I saw a guy doing it, I can't remember if I ever have. I usually see guys do stupid shit like accidentally fire a gun while they're streaming. That stream still pisses me off. This is Kyle says, as a content creator, it pisses me the hell off. Yeah, I'm with you. It just seems dirty. I don't mind shilling myself, no matter how much I come off. I understand that that's part of the game. It's you have to do that, but a lot of the times it's just a reminder. Hit that like button, guys. Sometimes people come in and they, oh shit, I didn't even remember. I didn't even think about it. Which, by the way, guys, remember, brought to you by you. Hit the like button. Share if you are so inclined, and if you can, toss some money this way. Darkside Phil has done it. I'm not shocked. Darkside Phil's a shithead. He's a fucking shithead. That's what I want to see. Pay pig fetishes are weird as hell and sad. I would get it with this chick, but those really big, fat, disgusting chicks. And guys, I'm not. This isn't a weight thing. They are ridiculously fat. Like, They look like the Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man. And they just yell at their, I've seen that before, yelling at their audience. Hey, pay pigs, you need to give me money. You need to send me things to my P.O. box so I can open them and be happy. Like, why would you give this bitch a dime? And they make bank, y'all. They make fucking bank. Kathy says you earn it just too broke. Look, I appreciate people watching. Whether you know it or not, that is one of the best things you can do is just being here. YouTube really likes you guys watching. I like you guys watching too, but for the algorithm, like how many people are watching a stream? Okay, fuck it. We might tell people about it. We'll see if he has context today. That context thing still pisses me off. You know, that wouldn't have pissed me off as much if it came from like a reporter. But coming from a high-ranking official inside YouTube, go fuck yourself, dude. You fat piece of shit. And him, I am going after his weight. You fucking tubby douchebag. You owe every YouTube creator an apology, you fuckhead. Seems like the people who did answer, yeah, you're not real good on the Twitch thoughts. I don't blame you. I don't like that. It's okay to shill. It's another thing to yell at your audience. Hey, give me money. And I don't like that. How dare you take this free entertainment? Well, you're doing it. You're putting it out there. It's like those people who, if you go onto Twitter, you ever get in Twitter and you get into a conversation like nobody even asked you that we were having a private conversation. Like, bitch, it's right there in public. That's how I saw it. I didn't have to like hack nothing. You were talking to, you might have been talking to him, but you're doing it in front of everybody. We all got a voice. If I want to use mine, I'll use mine. That is one of the most ridiculous arguments ever. You weren't invited into this conversation. Like, I didn't ask permission, motherfucker. Not on Twitter, you weren't. On which one? If it's your job and you aren't getting paid, you did many things wrong. I see what you're saying there, gamer. There's a lot of people though. I fell into this. This wasn't a aspiration I had. I actually had a friend who'd been trying to get me to do YouTube for about 6 years. And I wish I would have listened to him because I'd have made a lot more money. But I fell into this because, you know, the whole cripple thing. I got bored one day, started watching YouTube and got kind of hooked on it. And everything worked out very well. There's a lot of people who get into this and they go into it wanting to do it. I went into it thinking, let's try it, see what happens. There's a lot of people who get into it and it's like, this is going to be my job. And it is not easy to get your first break. It is not easy to get that first time where you have a viral video or somebody shouts you out. So you can do this for a long time. I remember, I think it's the channel YouTube Creators. Don't quote me on that. It's the one with the little guy who always wears the hat. Really nice looking, or really nice guy who always comes off like he's on Xanax and meth at the same time. Gamer Valine, thank you. That's my point, Monk. Well, listen to me. It's not, I get that, you know, they're doing it wrong, but it's not an easy game. It's not an easy game. It's very much, I've compared it to acting so many times, and I really do believe it is like that. There's so many people who like, I want to be an actor. And so they go out there and they try and they fail. Either because they're not good or they just didn't get lucky. Luck is a big part of this game. I got lucky. I got very lucky. Baring noticed a comment of mine and went and watched one of my videos and then put it in his. And it was very, very kind of him to do so. And I think he's put me in 3 or 4 of his videos. He's a very nice guy. I got very lucky. You fell into it. They're forcing it because they think it's easy money and easy fame. It's a hobby that pays you. I think it can be a career. I think you can work the YouTube game and actually make it. But real quick, I want to go back to that point I was making. There was a guy on this. So there's all these videos out there, like how to get your first 100 subscribers. Because that used to be the big deal. Your first 100. Now you got to get that 1,000, you know. But that first 100 subscribers, that was always the mark that if you did that, you did the easy or the hard part. Because then people will start coming and oh, thank you so much, RVA Dar. Quit yelling at me. Here's your money. Thank you so very much. You're very kind. Hey, you're crippled. Love your content. You're great, Monkey. Kathy, you are very kind. Very, very kind. But if you approach this like a job, if you did approach it like that, you know, some people are going to be mad I say this. There's a couple of people you should watch and imitate. If you want to do what I do, Phil DeFranco and the Quartering. If you, and Tim Pool would be another one. If you watch what these three guys do, Sticks would be another good one. These are guys who have worked the algorithm to death. They know how to do it. They're very good at it. And if you want to grow really quickly, steal their ideas. It's true. They're very good at what they do. And I'm not saying they're good at YouTube. I'm saying they're good at promoting themselves on YouTube. And they really are. Oh, thank you so much, Drew. Who said Bitcoin is making me money. Here's some ramen cash. That's very kind of you. Yeah, I do love the ramen. You know, I almost made ramen today, and then I was like, I can't stay standing, so fuck it. I just grabbed a piece of ham and ate that. Actually, I wrapped the ham around a pickle. Sora, thank you so much. Alms for the cripple. God damn it. Love you, Monkey. Love you back, sweetheart. If you really want to do this, you can do this as a job. And what you do is you imitate the people who are doing it right. And again, by doing it right, I'm not necessarily saying, I'm not approving their content. I'm approving their game. Now, if you wanted to break into gaming, I'm not even sure who you would go after these days. You just play whatever the biggest game is out there, and you be an annoying jackass. That tends to get people in. You still have to play the rest of the game, though. But that is such an oversaturated market. You do that one just for fun. Virgil, thank you. Listen, man, it's complicated, but check this out. Who says that? Damn it, Monk. You need to take better care of yourself. Mata, I do what I can. I'm okay. I just got, it was a random pain spurt last night that's still lingering. It's better than it was, man. Swear to God, I was crying during the show tonight. Oh, Tim Pool's the one who says that. All right. You know, the only thing I remember about Tim Pool videos is when he repeats something over and over and over and over and over again. Stop it. But no, they're working the algorithm right now. And they're doing very well at it. Go out there and copy the people who are doing well. It's easier than acting, because in acting, you can often get like, oh, you're pretending to be Marlon Brando. It's not the character I'm looking for. When it comes to this, I mean, it's weird. YouTube audiences will watch people who are like other people. It's like, you're not quite bearing, but you'll do today, monkey. Sora Luna, thank you. Can I believe I have to censor my super chat? I know. I apologize. It's not me. With Jack not here, I'm convinced you have ADD. If ADD was around when I was a kid, I probably would have been diagnosed with it. I'm glad I wasn't, though. I'm glad I wasn't. I was glad that I was forced to put my randomness to work for me. I learned to concentrate. But there's also the times where I just like to let go and be free and be consistent. Time shows, play the algorithm. Well, you know what? For anybody out there who's listening, if you really want to know, yes, you need to have specific times for your uploads. That's not always true, but you need at least a daily thing. You know what I mean? Or I will release them on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'll release them Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays, something like that. It's better if you can do them daily. YouTube will tell you, no, look, we don't really look at whether or not you do them daily. Bullshit. Bullshit. They lie to us so much. I don't understand why they don't just tell us. We know. But anyway, yeah, if you're going to do like Monkey in the Morning would do a lot better if I just picked a time and did it. But that's not what that show's about. That show's about, okay, I can do one, so I'm going to do it now. That's really what that one's about. I got some shit to say. I'm feeling all right now. This is when we're doing it. Sometimes that is it. It's been anywhere from 11 o'clock in the evening, right after Lords of the Night, all the way. I think the latest one I ever did was at 6. Yeah, they're all over the damn place. YouTube lies more than a scorned ex. They're not very honest people with us, which is really weird. It's called a schedule. Yeah, schedule is very important. Right now, it seems like YouTube is also being very generous to people who upload at least 3 times a day. That seems to be the magic number. And if you're going to do that, do an upload at, say, like noon 2 and 4 or noon 3 and 6, something like that. So people know when your timing is going to be, because YouTube really hates to tell people when you go live because they're shitheads. And whether that's live video or live chat like this. You have to stream at least 16 hours per week on Twitch to make a living off of Twitch. I could do that easy. I could do that standing on my head. Do you realize how much I stream a week? Have you guys ever done the math on that? Let's just call Monkey in the Morning 2 hours. So that's 14 hours of just Monkey in the Morning. There's 12 hours of Lords of the Night. And with gaming, let's see, the gaming is 12 and 4, 16 hours. I do more than a 40-hour week doing this shit. Gamer Valine, thank you. I've been getting the alerts. That's cool. It sucks because a lot of times people don't. Let's see, what was the math on that? 16, 12, and 14, I think is what I said. So would that be 16 and 14 would be 30 and 12 would be 42. I do 42 hours a week. And that's the minimum I do. That's not counting if I jump on somebody else's or if I do an after party or I just go really long on a different stream. Oh, man. 7 Simeon After Dark streams in a week. Ha, ha, ha. You made it funny. Look, man, I know I've missed a couple recently. But yes, for over a year, the anniversary of the show, I believe, is August 6th. And out of that whole time, I've missed less than 2 weeks. So August 6th, what am I, a year and a half? And missed less than 2 weeks. So you can fuck with me about my videos, Ryan. You can't fuck with me about Monkey in the Morning. We know your life is just one big stream. You know, it's just so easy to do and get on here and talk to you guys. It's an easy way to set it up. And I'm not being lazy there. It's fighting the pain. I'm not dealing with that shit. This is something I can get on, easily do, talk about all the important things. Let me ask you guys something. Speaking of Jeremy and Tim, they like to cut their streams up. I'm not saying I'm going to do this thing. It's just people have made that suggestion. If I did something like that, would you guys watch the videos? Or I don't mean would you guys watch the videos. Are any of the rants or any of the talks that we do like that, do you think they're worthy of a video of themselves? Because I'm not sure they are. It's ridiculous to expect you to do a Monkey in the Morning every day. You need time to take care of you. Nuts, you are very kind, and I'm okay. I really am. Monkey needs to strap on a GoPro and just record his life. Well, there's some people who would like it if I rolled down the stairs. Yeah. 40 plus on Monkey in the Morning. No. Monkey in the Morning is 14. 14 plus. It depends on the day. And then After Party is another 2 hours, whichever days I do those. Lords of the Night is 12 because we do 2 hours, 6 days a week. And then the game streams. That was too many hours for the game streams because there's 3 days we don't do them. So subtract 6 hours from whatever I said. So it's only 36 if I don't do my own game streams. No, if I miss work, it's because of work or sleep. I listen later. Don't repeat yourself enough to 10 minutes per vid. Well, here's the thing, Drew. Do you guys think I repeat myself? I'm very curious about that because I try to go out of my way. Even if I'm reiterating the point, I try to use different wording. That's what drives me nuts about Tim Pool. You can make the same point over and over again just using different fucking words. You can get a vocabulary, motherfucker. Go get some of that word of the day toilet paper and help yourself out. Because when you say literally the same words over and over and over again, it's like, all right, I guess I'm done watching this. I prefer the streams. I like listening to them while I'm gaming or doing other things. I get that. And I'm not. The question isn't necessarily if you'd watch them. Are they worthy of their own segment? I guess is what I'm asking. Say me and Jack, when we riffed on the aliens, would that make its own good video? I'm curious because it might be something to try now and then. And I wouldn't do it as a video like they do. This would be like highlights, because there are people who like shorter videos. The thing is, most of the time we get on those things, it's not like we're only doing it for 10 minutes. The Biden thing today was an hour, a full hour of just me bitching about Biden in the press. I feel like cutting that out would just be like, here's another long stream. Anyway, horrible joke, supercuts. Perhaps. But yeah, so a lot of you guys I want to see a Monkey Dax ramen debate. Oh, Will It Forge, we've done that before. Me and Dax used to argue about ramen all the time back when he was able to be here more. He hasn't been on in a long time. I miss the guy. It's extremely rare for you to repeat yourself, Monkey. Thank you, Gunsky. It's one of the things I worry about. I know I say too much. And I really am working on it, guys. I suck at it, but I really am working on it. I almost just said it right there. I do worry, though, because I know sometimes when I'm ranting, it's like, I just want to reiterate this point, but I do not want to use the same words. I don't want to sound like an idiot. And Tim, if you're out there listening, when you repeat yourself like that, you sound like a goddamn idiot. I listened to replay of Lords of the Night and many of your after streams. It's great for gaming and commuting when we are allowed to leave our homes. Thank you, Sora. That's kind of you to do. I appreciate all you guys. I hope you guys know that. Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. I really am trying to work on this. I talked to Jack off stream. I'm not going to tell you what he said. I'll tell you my part of it. See, I just did it again. Fuck. How do you break yourself from saying Does anybody have any suggestions? I wish I had a little electric buzzer because I would buzz myself every time I said it. Michael, thank you. Some clever editing and graphics, background music could make for an entertaining video. That's the funny part of it. As I watch those videos from those guys, there's not even a lot of real editing. I mean, the Quartering has started doing it, and he talks about how his editor does it. I don't know if he pays somebody to do it or not, or if he's just referring to himself. But a lot of them are just like, just cut that out of the fucking video. Get to your point. Yay, long day of Monk. Your voice helps me focus while working on my videos. That's weird. My voice helps you. I never know how to take it with my voice. Why bother? Does saying really matter that much? It does, Backscan. It does. Now, I may be holding myself to too high of a standard here. Professionals don't say all the time. It's something that I've worked on really hard, and I realize, like when you're watching a newscaster, they're reading a script. That's not the same as just talking off the cuff. But listen to somebody like I don't know. Even the same newscasters, when they're talking to somebody, say Don Lemon. Let's take somebody I don't fucking even like. You don't hear him go all the time. It's something I know I do. It's almost like when you have the kids, millennials for a while there, they said like after every fucking word. Like they would say like, because like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like that, like. And it gets really annoying. And to me, the one is the one that drives me nuts, and I keep doing it. I'm trying to catch myself. Ladies and gentlemen, we're past the 2-hour mark. And Devil's Advocate says, saying is proof that you're thinking about what you say at least a little bit before you say it. You know, I try to, but then every once in a while, I say things like, we left him out, or we hung him out to dry kind of thing. Sometimes things slip. I don't think enough, apparently. I feel personally attacked, like is a California thing. Laugh my ass off. It started there, but it spread across the country like a stupid wildfire. A wildfire of moronics. There are people that still do it. I mean, I've seen newscasters do it when they're in interviews, because some of them still do that. They don't say but they say like every freaking second. We're going to be back on Fallout 76 before the stream tonight. I have outfit items for you. I don't know. I'm going to go upstairs, see what Lady Monkey's doing. And if she doesn't need me, I'll probably come back and play 76 for a little bit. I want to work on my second character. Gamer Feline says, like, totally agree. Valley Girl by one of Frank Zappa's kids. Oh, Valley Girl was even worse. Like is I don't want to say it's an offshoot of Valley Girl, because Valley Girl did that too, but they had so many other phrases and things that made them Valley Girls, and it was the way they talked. It wasn't just the like. That was a part of it, but it wasn't just that. Is just you making noise to let people know you are still speaking. You just haven't finished your thought. If you don't you'll just sit there in dead air. I've noticed that about it, Backscan, because you guys can catch me doing that too. There'll be times where I'm trying to think of the exact wording I want next, and I'll sit there and like, I don't want to say So I'm like, it's hard. It's fucking hard. I'm trying to get rid of it though. I always loved Valley Girl speech. Valley Girl speech was cute, but I don't think you'd want to live with it. You know, somebody who talk like that all the time. Day 3, you're going to kill them. You're going to find an iron and you're going to beat their head in with it. I'll check in a bit to see if you're on. I'm doing Children's Week in WoW. Oh, gotcha. Oh, it's Children's Week? I used to love that. I loved all of the WoW things. I wasn't real fond of the Thanksgiving one. That one was kind of a pain in the ass. Christmas, I wish WoW gave you the chance to be like, I want a different present. I got this one for 4 years running. Thank you. Anyway, there were 3 likes in that sentence. It was on purpose functional. Like, stop liking it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to wrap up here. Sorry, Angela. Angela just got here. Thanksgiving was just for leveling cooking. It used, yeah. Making in the, you got pretty good buffs from the food. It wasn't bad, but man, I hated going all the way, especially playing Horde and having to go out to Stormwind, going out to Ironforge. Jesus. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap this one up. Thank you so much for coming and listening to me every time I turn this thing on. I see so many of you here every time. You guys are amazing. I appreciate the support more than I could tell you. And the financial support. You guys, you're heroes, man. Yeah, I don't have the words. Thank you so very much. Don't forget, tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to be over on Satsu 2 Senses channel playing Fallout 76. It's our long stream, 4-hour stream. You'll have a chance to win a $60 Steam game. So head over there and watch us. And you build up coins to buy a ticket to enter the raffle just by watching and playing games that are in the chat. So come by. It's always a lot of fun. There's people here. So Ryan says, are we the wind beneath my wing or beneath your wings? Did you ever know that you're my hero? You can't bring up that song, man. It annoys me because Bette Midler did a great job with that song, but I don't like her version because Gary Morris, the guy who wrote the song and sung it originally, it's such a different sound. He's a trained opera singer, and she's not. And it was a song written for his sister, which is a really cool thing. And then Bette Midler comes along and sings it for some gay movie. And I don't mean the good gay, 2 guys sucking each other off. No, I mean just gay. Anyhow, don't forget to come by and hang out with us on 2 Cents Plus. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. I will hopefully see y'all later. Have a good one. Bye, guys. Did you ever know that your